Shalom, it's Izzy, your Hebrew teacher here, and this is Hebrew Chapters with Holy Language Institute. Read with me through Genesis chapter 4 in Hebrew. Ve ha Adam. Ve and ha the Adam. Man. Of course, the Adam is also referred to in English as Adam, as if that was his name. But it's interesting that in the Hebrew here it literally says, and the Adam. Yada, knew, et, there's that little grammatical word spelled with the first and last letters of the Hebrew alphabet, Aleph and Tav, indicating who he knew, indicating the direct object of the verb. Chava, or Eve, as we say in English. Ishto, his Isha, his woman, his wife. Va tahal, verbal root hara, to conceive, become pregnant. Va tahal, and she conceived. Va teled, verbal root yalad, to beget or bear, usually a child. So va teled, and she bore a child, et, indicating who she bore, Cain, or as we say in English, Cain. Va tomel, verbal root amal, to say. Here we have va tomel, and she said, kaniti, verbal root kana, to buy, purchase, acquire, get something. So I've gotten or acquired ish, a man. New American Standard translates this word not simply as man, but as man-child in this context. I think that's a fascinating term, man-child. Et, here, not so much indicating the direct object is simply being used as a preposition. This little word Aleph and Tav here simply means with. I have begotten a man-child with, and then here we have the holy name of God in Hebrew, which is spelled with the letters Yod He Vav He. Most scholars believe God's name was originally pronounced Yahweh, and for the last couple thousand years, Jewish people have been saying Adonai, which means my master or Lord, in place of pronouncing God's name. So I'll be following that tradition in these Hebrew chapter studies, and I invite you to do whatever it is that your tradition is. So I've gotten a man-child with the help of Adonai, or just with Adonai. That's rather interesting that here Eve is already talking about buying things. Maybe it's indicative of that primitive, primeval urging in women to go shopping and buy things. Va tosef, a verbal root yasaf, means to add to, or to continue. Here it has the sense of continuing. Va tosef, and she continued. La ledet, so to yalad, to beget, or to give birth to. Et achiv, his ach, his brother. Et, there's another et there, indicating who is being given birth to, who the brother is. Havel, or Abel, as we say in English. Vayehi, so yehi means it or he will be or will become. When you have the vav on the front, then the tense, so to speak, is reversed. It's called the vav consecutive or vav inversive, and we get, and so it was, or and it happened, and so it became. Havel, Abel, Roe, became a shepherd of Tzon. Tzon is a flock of sheep. Now this word for shepherd is interesting. The verbal root there is ra'ah, and it means to pasture or graze or feed. It makes sense. It was his job to ensure that the flock was pastured. He was the pastor of the flock. This word, the verbal root here, ra'ah, can also mean to associate with as a friend, to be a friend. So the Hebrew word for friend is re'ah. For instance, in later on in the Torah where it says, love your neighbor as yourself, in Hebrew it says, ve'ahavta, and you shall love l're'acha, your re'ah. It's just interesting that the Hebrew word for shepherd and friend are basically the same word. Maybe it makes sense. I mean, if you're a sheep, the shepherd's the best friend you've got. V'Cain, and Cain, haya, he was or he became, oved, remember that verbal root there? To avad, to work or serve. You can also, I've seen it translated in situations like this as cultivating, or I believe in Art Scroll, a more traditional Jewish translation renders that word here as a tiller. He became a tiller of Adama, the soil. Notably, the verbal root for this Hebrew word for soil is Adam, and it means to redden, to make red, to dye the color red. Vayehi, and so it was, so it happened. Me-kates, at the end of, verbal root there behind that word kates for end is katzatz, and it means to cut off. Yomim, remember a yom is a day, yomim are days, so literally Hebrew just at the end of days. Yes, that does sound prophetic, doesn't it? Vayave, verbal root bo, to come, so vayave, and caused to come, or and brought, Cain, me peri, peri in Hebrew is fruit, from the verb root para, to bear fruit, to be fruitful, productive. So me peri, from the fruit of ha adama, the soil. Mincha. This word mincha is translated throughout the scriptures as either gift, present, offering, or tribute. The term tribute is interesting. It's later used to describe when one nation state was subjected to another nation state, and they sent tribute to the master nation state. In Hebrew, they would send a mincha. That's the word there. They would send a tribute. La, so to Adonai. V'hevel, and Abel, Hevi, so he bowed, he caused to come, he brought. Gam, also who, him. Me bechorot, from the firstlings or firstborn. The Hebrew word there for that is bechor in the singular. Tzono, so of his tzon, his sheep, his flock of sheep. Ume chelvehen, and from their chalav, their fat, the best of them. Vayisha, verbal root there is sha'ah, and it means, and is translated in other places in the Hebrew scriptures as to gaze, to have regard for, to look, to pay attention to, and to turn one's eyes toward. So it says that is what Adonai did. El, to Hevel, Abel. Ve'el, and to Minchato, his mincha, his offering. Ve'el, and to Cain, Ve'el, and to Minchato, his present, his tribute. Lo, the negative. So he didn't something. He didn't sha'ah. So he didn't have regard. He didn't pay attention to. He didn't look at. Remember that word? I already went over all of the synonyms for it, so I won't bless you with them all again. Vayichal, verbal root is chara. It means to be angry. It has the sense of anger flaring up, being kindled, hot anger. Vayichal, and was angry.
Thanks for watching this trailer. To get this whole talk in audio or video format, go to holylanguage.com and subscribe. I'll see you there.